Hi, I'm Matthew Hoelscher with Parent Marriage Coaching, and I wanted to take a moment to discuss some of the positive benefits that I've experienced in my family and other families that I've spoken to during this time of quarantine because of COVID-19. I found that there's been a lot of benefits to having to slow down and stop our busy and distracted lives that I want to bring to your attention, and hopefully you'll take note of these things, and if you haven't implemented it into your family, you can work on it. And if you have, I want to raise your awareness around it so that you retain them for when our life slowly opens up and goes back to normal. Right? The first thing that kids need in order to be creative is boredom. I know that seems paradoxical because we all seek out distraction and want to be entertained 24/7, and with video games, iPads, and tablets, it's so easy to do that. Yet taking this time, the kids become bored, and once they're bored, that's what frees their mind and opens them up to creativity. Unfortunately, there's sort of a detox process. Whenever I take my kids out camping in the RV, for the first 6 hours or so, they're really grumpy. They're just, Dad, I don't want to go. I want to stay and play Overwatch. I want to play more Fortnite. I want to talk to my friends on Discord. I just want to watch more video game players on YouTube. And it's like, no. Taking them out of that environment detoxes them to the point that they are stimulated and feel enjoyment just being out in nature. And we've all had that experience now that we've had to spend time in our homes, and all of our distractions that we crave so much, eventually we burned out on those. And some of that boredom has led to new learning with the kids, and it's starting to reshape our families. So the first thing is, don't be afraid of boredom. It leads your kids to being creative, and some scheduled boredom time is actually good for them to find some creativity. I'm sure your kids have done something that has sort of surprised you, like, where did that idea come from? What are they playing with now? And that's a wonderful part of any child's development, no matter how old they are. Even for us adults. My wife and I have done some arts and crafts and finally gotten around to some projects that we just never made time for because there are so many more fun distractions to seek out and entertain ourselves with. Second thing is, less structure has increased autonomy and independence. A lot of kids with ADHD, we expected them to be bouncing off the walls, being trapped in the home all day, but because we were in the home all day, we stopped putting so much structure and pressure on them that they learned to be autonomous, and they learned to accomplish a lot of their own goals on their own. This is the same thing in the workplace. Employees need to be given goals, they need to be given training, but then they need to be given the freedom to solve the problem their way and do it their way. The same thing happens with our kids, right? We want them to just do everything our way, or we do everything for them because it's easier. Like, it takes more time to teach them to do something new. And now with this quarantine, we've had the time to do that, and the kids are learning a lot of new skills, and they're benefiting from it. They're finding their autonomy, they're discovering their independence, and that's a beautiful gift that seems paradoxical to think that you have to be quarantined in your home to find your independence. But that's what's happening. Because we've turned off all the distractions, we're spending more time together. It's led us to the third major discovery. Quality time and making your children feel loved and less rushed has decreased acting out. It's amazing. If your family has had not too much stress due to this and you're still okay financially, a lot of kids have stopped acting out. They're getting along better with their siblings, and it's because there's less pressure on them, there's less anxiety, and you're spending more quality time with them. We've watched so many movies together, cuddling on the couch. We've done some creative projects with our kids that we would never have taken the time to do if we were still running at full throttle with our lives. I did another video on installing LED rope lights in my child's room so that now he can play video games and feel cool setting different light tones in his room. Just little things like that make people feel loved, because what makes somebody feel loved is when you do acts of service for them, spend quality time with them, hug them in a non-sexual way, and give them praise and appreciation. That is the steady diet to make anyone feel loved, especially your partner your family, and your kids. Finally, chores. A lot of families have developed new chores so the kids can be more helpful around the house. And the beauty of chores, even though it's harder for you at first because you got to teach them how to do it, is that they develop confidence and they start to feel like they are contributing to the household. And that feeling of contribution means that you're part of the team and that it's not the parents versus the kids, but it's a family. And you're all in this together. We are all in this together. Not only have we felt this contribution in our family, but I have now started to feel it in my neighborhoods. I'm closer to my neighbors. We stop and talk. We're outside more often, whether it's just walking or gardening. We see each other. We're not locked up in our homes. Since we've been locked up in our homes, we're actually seeking our freedom, where before we had infinite distraction. So those chores, you'd be amazed at what kids could do. At 7 years old, I trained my kids to do their own laundry. They could wash it, dry it, fold it, and put it away. Now, my wife thought I was a little nuts, and they didn't do a great job. Everything was really wrinkled. The shirts were kind of crooked on the hanger, but that's okay. They got through the process. They felt so special because I allowed them to touch Mom's washer and dryer. They made me sign a specific release that if they got into trouble, it was my fault with Mom. They were scared to death. But once they did it, they felt so special. And they like doing things. And as long as you give them praise and appreciation after they do it, they'll want to keep doing it. Right? Those chores are special. Start with a little extra. Give them a little money or a little ice cream or a bonus for doing it. Give them the praise, give them the chore, and then get it set up on a routine. And within 6 months, every Wednesday after school became laundry day. And my kids would throw in their laundry and do it while they do their homework. And when their laundry was done, they could play video games. At first I paid them $5, then I gave them ice cream, then I gave them praise. Now they just do it without even thinking about it. It's just become a habit, and it's a beautiful thing considering my kids still have 7 more years here at home, and we'll have 10 years of them doing laundry. Can you imagine what you would do with all the extra time if for 10 years you didn't have to do your kids' laundry? So think about it. Now, chores have to be age dependent, but they can load and unload dishwashers, wash dishes, scrub down floors, run the vacuum sweeper. There's lots of things kids can do, and even if they don't do it perfectly, it's okay. The point is that they get to do it, and they get the confidence, and they get to feel like they're contributing to the family, which increases their ownership and investment in the family and brings you all closer together. So these are the 4 things that I found through quarantine that have really benefited my family and that I want to keep after we open up our society and go back to life as it was before, right? Boredom leads to creativity. Less structure actually increases autonomy and independence. Quality time together and feeling loved decreases acting out. And chores lead to confidence and feelings of contribution and being a part of the team. If you need help with any of these things with your family, feel free to reach out. My name is Matthew Hoelscher. I'm a marriage coach. I coach the parents on how to be great parents. I'm not here to train your children. I'm here to train you on how to create great children and have a marriage that's peaceful, happy, and productive. I hope this video has been of help to you, and if you need help implementing these things, feel free to call me. You can schedule a free 17-minute callback on my website at parentmarriage.com, parentmarriage.com, and I'd be happy to work with you. I have an office in West Kendall, West Miami, that you're welcome to come to for an in-person session, or you can schedule a virtual session with me over a secure Zoom link, and we can work in the privacy of your own home. I look forward to meeting you soon. Again, my name is Matt Hoelscher with Parent Marriage Coaching.